The other day I put those old tag plates up in there. Kind of like the looks, but I put them up there to cover up the holes where the heater was. So I took them off when I put the heater back on, but I thought, well, how would it look to put them back? So that's what I've been doing this morning. Put them back on there. I kind of like it. You know, I don't know if you'd call this car a rat rod or not, but I just kind of like that look. And both of those are plates that mean something to me. The homemade plate was from our, we used to race up in Maine, and that was the name of our racing team, was Homemade. And the Rumbler plate was the original plate on this car up in Maine when I had it registered up there. So I kind of like that. I took the one off of the radiator here that I had here as a fan guard, but I may put it back on. When I took it off, I just laid it and the screws aside so I could put it back on here. I think I might go ahead and do that too, because it's not a bad idea to have something to keep you from sticking your hand over in where that fan is. So I've got two more things to do before I put the hood back on it. I want to run the oil pressure line out here, and I am going to use that copper line. And the biggest challenge about that is just finding a hole through the firewall, and I may wind up drilling one. I kind of didn't want to drill a hole in the firewall, but I might have to. I've got a place here where there's wires that goes through that is really chock full. I can't get the head of a copper line with a bolt on it through that. But I may just come up above that hole over here, drill another one and run my line there or down below it or something. I hadn't quite decided about that. I keep looking at the firewall, hoping a new passageway presents itself to me before I go to as far as drilling another hole in it. The other thing was that I had some antifreeze water on my fingertips as I was messing with that tag over there, which means it's something over there where those connectors go into the radiator core is leaking, and I don't know which line or which place it's leaking at. I felt it down here on this bottom one, but of course anything that came out up top would run down to the bottom one. These are removable. You can I've got a tool where I can unplug these from here if I need to take them out, take them apart and redo them. The bottom one I put clamps on because I couldn't get I've got a squeeze tool that squeezes these bands on these, and I couldn't get it down in here to squeeze that one. But if I do wind up taking this bottom one off, I might pull that above the hood and put a regular clamp like this one has on it and then put it back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I'm ready to deal with that, and then get over here and make sure this is dry and crank the car, and then open these valves. I may open one at a time and then wait to see if and where the water's coming from, if I get any moisture, and that'll make it easier. So you can see there's a little moisture on my hand right there now. But locating exactly where it's leaking is a big part of that. So those two things are the only things left, and if I get those two things done, I got to cut this little nubby off right here. It sticks up too high for the hood, and I can put the hood back on this. I also want to sand around here while the hood is off of it before I put it back on. So I got a few things to do with that. Right now I think I'm going to go in and eat me a sandwich. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Love you to pieces. See you next time.